So, I guess we could talk. Should we talk?
Sure, if you want to. Is that close?
It'll close slowly. This is so crazy that you're here. I'll just start talking randomly about something else once if he comes in. So
what are the alliance?
Okay, so me and Andrew, the one that's the community, me and him have grown to be together. He's really upset.
Why are you guys like?
Because
attention.
Oh, we're just like that. Like, we've just kind of been kind of cranky because he is on the block and put him up rather than me, and he feels that I should go up. And after I went up to him, I'm like, why do you feel like you should go up? You know that I have less of a chance of winning POV, and I guess he doesn't want to go up because he feels it because he's won more competitions and the one who hasn't. But we are still together, and he had said...
How do you feel confident?
I do feel confident with him. But I know that everyone in jury has said that he could win this whole thing. I do feel he won't turn his back on me, but that's how I feel. And I hope not. And I told him, I was like, I feel like you're being shady. You'd rather me go up first when you know I have less of a chance of winning POV. We're just pawns because Gary is the target. But then I'm wondering...
Have you talked to him at all?
Gary? Game? No. Gary, I lied to Gary saying I wouldn't vote him out, and I didn't. I feel bad. But the thing is...
Have you talked to him about that or no?
No. We have yet to talk about it.
How come? Like, what's your thought?
We just haven't. He hasn't really talked game with me.
Have you
since being here.
Initiated that with him?
I tried to yesterday a little bit when we were in the hot tub, but it didn't really. He just said he's like, one of us is going up in the block. I'm like, well, that's all we can do is just see what happens, and that's it. So I didn't go into any more conversation.
So let me ask you this: so he's on the block. So if you were to win the veto, what would you do?
I would keep the nominations the same, but if I did decide to use it, Emmett would have to put up Jillian. Jillian's a huge threat, but me and Jillian have a girl thing going. But I was just told...
I think you have a lot of deals. Like,
no, it's not that I have a lot of... It's not, me and her have a girl thing going, meaning that she...
Wait, so if you used it, say you won, and you said what would you do?
If I was to use the hierarchy, I could...
Who would you take
break a showmance up.
Because you would vote. So if you would use it, who would you take down?
I would take down... I would have to take down... my other stooge, because we're together. Andrew, the one that's on the block beside Gary.
And then that would force who to go up?
And Jillian to go up.
And then
but me and
you
Jillian,
two would have to vote. Who would you guys vote out?
And that's the thing. And well, we have a final four deal. So that's me, Andrew, Emmett, and Jillian.
Do you feel good about that deal?
Well, I feel like they're from the East Coast, and people have told me that they're working together. And I've been on the outside.
The people that told you that, do you trust them or no?
That's Alec, that's left, and Peter, your fans. And they had approached me to work with them. You haven't had a strong alliance at all, and you've kind of been alone, so we want to work with you. And that...
What's up, man?
So...
What's going on? Are you all right?
Yeah. Doing a touch-up.
That's usually what Gary does throughout the day.
So then, when they came to you, what did your gut tell you?
At that point, I was just wondering, like, is this for real or is this not for real? Because I have yet to have anything in my hand. I'm not upstairs.
Yeah.
So who else are you saying that to? And then I heard that they were approaching other people. So I was like, okay, so I see exactly what's going on. You're trying to play safe with me, and if someone else was to win. So then, now they're gone. But there was Alec, Peter, and Topaz. Alec had a showman, so there was the three of them. So I would have been the fourth.
So now as things stand now, that if what's supposed to happen happens, who's left in the game?
Me, Emmett, Jillian, and Andrew.
Okay.
And I haven't won anything. I haven't won any competitions, and I've busted my butt.
Yeah.
Too.
Which just so you know, you can win this game without winning anything. You just have to, say that when you get to that point, like, here's what I was trying to do.
Emmett told me that, he's like, Talla, you can even go to the end. I'm like, really? He's like, right now you're in a good position. This is before Gary had come back. And I was like, why? He's like, well, if you do make it to the end, make sure you tell people you didn't try, though. Tell them you threw it. Or tell them that you didn't try, but I was like, is that for real? Like, should I actually tell them that I actually didn't try?
It's hard. Like, everyone in here could be lying to you. I could be lying to you. Obviously, I'm not. But you just have to go with your gut, you know? So that's one thing. So that's what happens if things are supposed to go how they go. Have you gone through every scenario?
All I've thought is that I know that if Gary was to leave this week, I know me and Andrew, I told Andrew I will not turn my back on you. I know you wouldn't turn your back on me. I do trust that.
So if he won, say.
And won what?
Say you guys at the Final Four, he won HOH. Who's he going to put up?
Oh, he won't put me up. He'll put Emmett and Jillian because he knows me and Andrew have a really good relationship, and they're usually Emmett and Jillian usually off together and doing their own thing.
Yeah.
And Andrew doesn't like that, and he knows that his biggest threat is also Emmett, and
he knows.
so he knows
How
that.
do you, has
He knows
told you
that. Oh yeah, he's Emmett and Andrew are both really strong competitors, but Andrew and I have a better relationship. We've been like that for the last few weeks. We're really close. I know he would take me to the end. Would I do the same thing? Don't ask me that.
No, I mean you got to spend a lot of time thinking about all that stuff.
Well, yeah, because I have to think about who I have good chances against, right? But I'm not in that position yet. I haven't won HOH, and
Yeah, but you
I'm in a
keep
tough
saying that like
position.
that's a bad thing. Don't talk down to yourself on that. Like you're still in the game. There's people that have won this game in the final 5 and hadn't won anything. And all of a sudden they go on a tear. You know what I mean? That's one of the things. If you go on a challenge, like you can go win it. Anyone can win it. You know.
Yes, I would love to. I would love to win the POV today, just because it'd be great. I finally won something, and then I would leave. But I would.
What you would do with it is your biggest choice. I mean,
That's the thing.
You can
Change.
You can change everything up. You can go with what you think's the right move. You can do whatever you want.
But would that be smart for me? Because then I'd be turning.
Right now he seems like he's alone. You know, so he looks like
Gary?
Yeah.
Yes. But beforehand, me and Gary were all good. Gary didn't put me up on the block. Me and Gary had a good relationship. But Gary had said week 5, he went up to Andrew and said, next bitch to go is Talla. So then I called him out on it. I was like, I heard you want to be gone. And he's like, I wouldn't want you gone. He was like, who's telling you? And I'm like, doesn't matter. I was like, you wanted me gone. So that's not true. And he just said it wasn't true. So I'm like, whatever. Over it. Done with it. Not going to fuss about it. He is alone, but he's so strong.
Is he?
He's a masher. He can kill. He's strong. He's like 6'1". He's really good. He's strong. But
Let me ask you, who would he, out of everyone here, because you can't win this game alone. You cannot.
I know.
Who do you think he would choose? Who would he choose out of you 4 to work with?
I think Gary would choose me. Because yesterday he told me he's like in jury Talla. He's like some people actually are kind of cheering for you. And I was like, me? But I was like, I don't want to think about jury. But and it's like, you just got to start thinking about jury. I'm like, no, I don't want to think about that right now. I'm too superstitious. I haven't.
Yeah, you got to figure out the right move right now.
Right now. But the thing is, I know Gary would. I have a feeling Gary would, because me and Gary have a good friendship. And I think Gary would take me further.
Mm-hmm.
But I do that for Gary, well, then that would be me turning my back on Andrew. And I don't know if that's something.
Okay, so you're saying if you used it on Gary, that's turning your back on Andrew.
Mm-hmm.
Why
Because me and Andrew are
who votes?
working together, and Andrew's on the block right now. If I use the veto on Gary and pulled Gary off,
Who votes then?
me
Mm-hmm.
and Gary
So you guys would
would
decide.
vote either to vote on Andrew or Jillian.
Or
And
you guys would decide.
and Andrew put Gary on the block. Gary would want Andrew out.
Over
Jillian. Because Andrew's won
Got it.
how many POVs in a row?
Mm-hmm.
So is that good for me? Well, I know that he won't turn my back on me at this point, but
Yeah, it's a lot to think about. I think the interesting thing is if you get that power, like if you win, I mean, you can do whatever the heck you want to do.
because I know that if I don't win, I'm going up next to Gary. I know I'm
How do
going
you feel about that?
I would be a little bit disappointed, but the thing is, Emmett and I we have an open relationship, because
Emmett?
at one point I was scared of him and I thought he wanted me gone, so I wanted him gone. But that was how many weeks ago? So we come close, and he was just telling me, he's like, Talla, you're in a good position, so don't worry about anything. If I was to go up as a pawn next to Gary, I know that there's a chance, only because Gary is a threat to Emmett, is a threat to Andrew, is a threat to Jillian.
Mm-hmm.
I'm the one who's won the least, so they're saying you're kind of sitting good right now.
I see.
But I don't know it's scary. I ain't trying to go home. Not right now. No way.
You're real close, you know. No, I'm saying you're close to the end of the game, and
The part of it is just like scary because one, I'm gonna go up, and I just don't want to deal with any. Well, I have to trust my lines. And when Jillian had put me up afterwards this pond, I got scared. I got nervous, and they do not trust your lines. And I'm just thinking about which season did everyone go against each other? Oh, I mean every season, right? So, yeah, I was really scared and I didn't want to go with that. Like I was actually like losing it in my head. I'm like, oh my God, if I go, I'm going, but I'm not going without a fight.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's inevitable at this point in the game. Someone's going to stab someone in the back. It's either, there's two options, or there's a couple options. One, you do the stabbing. Two, you get stabbed. Or three,
I just want some kind of
you
power.
go through your trust, yeah.
If I had power, it would be, I've said so many times in Dior, if I had power, I will turn this house upside down, and I have yet to do that. And I'm like, is my time ever going to come? Because I'm ready to get blood on my hands. I just haven't had it handed to me yet. It's not just going to be handed, but you know what I mean.
Yeah. That's cool, though. To me, that's what the game's about. It's like when you have something, you make a move. And
some people have been scared and are scared, and even if, like Andrew was like, it's easy for you to say that you would have done something differently, but you don't have the power. I'm like, no, but the thing is, I ain't scared, and you guys have heard me talk. I'm not scared. I don't want to be scared. You can't be scared. But that's just kind of where I'm at with my
it's
life.
like the thing I'm really surprised about is I came in here and it seems like, yeah, you guys explain stuff to me, but it's really like apparent. Like there's a showmance in here, and everyone knows it, and everyone's like cool with it.
Well, that's mine from one of the half competitions where I've been on slop 3 times. I was just on slop. Then I had a task yesterday, and I completed it, talking with Talla. You might be on my show. Just saying! But yeah. But, no, well, showmances don't always last, but, I mean, there's...
Is she good? I mean, obviously, you have to think Emmett's good.
Yeah,
you know,
I mean, well...
He wins. I'm guessing he wins a lot?
Yeah, not as many as POVs as Andrew. Jillian can hang on forever, but I'm also... They dubbed me as an endurance queen, but I dropped the last one up against her.
So she won a lot?
She's won 3 HOHs, no POVs.
And what is Emmett won?
He's won 2 POVs, and he's won, one HOH was taken from him because he cheated. Then he won another one for like 5 minutes, and then he just won this one with the building the puzzle, so he's won 3.
So he's won 3, and she's won
3. He's total of 4 wins, and I'm at 0, and Gary's won 2 HOHs, or 1 HOH and 1 POV, or 2 POVs. Yeah. So I'm trailing behind, but I'm okay.
Yeah.
Kind of.
Don't beat yourself up. I mean, you're still alive in this game. You have a shot to win it. You know.
I would love for it just to be the final 4, but I mean...
If you could pick the final 4 right now, who would it be? You and who else?
Emmett, Jillian, and Andrew.
That gives you the best shot to win, you think?
I think that Gary... I think I'd have it... That's the thing, like with Gary, I think I would have... Andrew is so strong. Like, you should see this guy in competitions. He's crazy.
Yeah, no, he's pretty built. He's a big guy.
Well, he's just so... in the beginning, his social game. The second half, it's all physical. It's like, whoa, where'd you come from?
Yeah.
Knew this was going to happen. But we've gotten really close. I don't want to exclude Gary, but I don't feel like I can trust him 100%. And that's what he did to me.
Who do you think in this house could trust him? So you... Emmett, Jillian, and Andrew.
I think out of all of us, out of the 4, I would be the one to trust him more than Andrew, Emmett, and Jillian, because Gary's tried to work with Emmett and Jillian, and when he was on the blog, Gary said, they're too hard to work with, they're their own thing. And Andrew put me up in the blog. Obviously, I want him gone too. So, like, me and Gary were really close at one point. Then he really also wants me out. So I'm like, but don't screw anyone else over, but don't come after me when I've never said I wanted you out. Because that's now doubt. So now I'm doubting him.
Got it. That makes sense. So that's your best shot to win this thing in the final 4 is you, Andrew, Emmett, and Jillian. That's what you think?
That's what I'm thinking, as of right now. Because, well, Emmett said he's like, you could even make it into the final 3. He's like, maybe it's better that you don't win some of these competitions. the other night we were talking, I was like, so you're saying if I don't win tonight, it's not such a bad thing? But I'm like, is he just trying to say that to me? Right? Just certain little comments like that, I'm like, okay, well, I don't want to just play your game. I want you to play my game.
So, yeah, you just need to figure out what's best for you.
I guess we'll see. I mean, we'll see what happens after the veto, because if Emma wins it, stay the same. Jillian, I'll stay the same. I feel right now I'm like the least threat to them all.
Do you have something to tell us?
Nice.
What are you trying to? What do you want me
I
to
feel
tell
like
you?
you're moving to the next
No,
level.
that's just good stuff. Thank you. Did you go through all my stuff?
Yes, I did. I smelled your underwear.
Oh, I literally thought D&G, but like the brand, but then I'm like, wait, Yankees Link.
Jeez, what is this? It's kind of crazy.
Oh my gosh, I can't believe you're here. I'm trying to be like normal.
You are. You're in the middle of a game. You're in the middle of Big Brother. You got to be normal.
Oh my gosh, it's crazy. So that's where I stand. Just a stooge.
Why do you call yourself a stooge?
Well, because Andrew and his best friend AJ, we just kind of like, oh, we're just
The
a
three
couple
stooges?
stooges. Yes. And yeah, so me and Andrew have gotten really close. And I know we kind of go at it a little bit, but he always talks about self-evicting and he's just frustrated. And the fact that Gary's come back in, and I'm like, I want this to go on for a very long time and I'm enjoying this. And also the fact that we're getting a house guest, and he's like, what now? And I'm like, just, you never know, enjoy it. You never know, like, who's going to come to, I was going nuts, okay? Like, I like the ketchup, like, fresh. I wonder who it is. But, yeah.
Should go out there
So
so
that's
people
kind of where, so that's where I'm at this point. Thanks for listening.
No, anytime. I'll obviously be here for the next
For the
24
next
hours.
universe. That's crazy.